for peace resists U.S.-led war. Korea is won. United States Army out. Today, hundreds of people will be killed in the war. Ukrainian people, Russian people, and people from the People's Republics of Donetsk and Lugansk. In the year 2014, the United States of America have installed a fascist regime in Ukraine. They organized a war that lasts already 8 years. The regimes of Presidents Poroshenko and Zelensky have killed 14,000 people in Donbass. They have bombed schools, electricity-powered stations, hospitals, and houses. The war in Ukraine is one front in the one global, worldwide, US-led war. It is an aggressive, unjust, imperialist US war. Another front of this war is the Middle East. The US threatened Iran, have bombed in Syria, have occupied Afghanistan and Iraq. A third front is China. Since 1930, Mao Zedong has started the Just National Liberation War and freed the mainland of China in 1949. But the Chinese Isle of Taiwan is still occupied by the US, so the war is not yet over. The army of Taiwan is financed, armed, and controlled by the US. Taiwan is a springboard, a bridgehead to attack the People's Republic of China. In the year 1949, the US had founded NATO, the most aggressive military alliance in the world. Already in 1950, 7 NATO countries invaded Korea. They killed 4 million people. Today, the war is not ended, since the US refused to sign a real peace agreement. Countries as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and Iran that have no other choice than to reinforce their defense capacity in order to survive are threatened with war. The US-South Korea military exercises of nuclear war against DPRK were held in April of this year on a large scale. Today is June 15. We commemorate the June 15, 2000 North-South Joint Declaration, signed after the meeting in Pyongyang of the heads of state Kim Jong-il and Kim Dae-jung. It is an agreement to continue in the future to work together for the reunification of Korea. There are 28,500 soldiers of the U.S. occupation army and 83 U.S. military bases in South Korea. In Daegu and Pyeongtaek, inhabitants had to move from their houses and farmers had to quit their fields for the construction of the bases. The economy is ruined. On the island of Jeju, U.S. nuclear warships leave their chemical and nuclear waste and destroy the beautiful nature of the island. The 900 U.S. and NATO military bases all over the world form the greatest source of pollution and destruction of the ecology of our planet. A broad mass movement in South Korea is developing, demanding the end of the U.S.-South Korea joint military exercises, the departure of the U.S. troops, the closure of the U.S. military bases on Korean territory, and the reappropriation of the territory on the basis by the Korean people. On a world scale, the closure of U.S. military bases is demanded in Cuba, for closure of Guantanamo, in Ucumara, in Diego Garcia, in Jeju, in Cyprus, in Greece, in Czechia, and Germany, and others. All the workers of the world unite to eliminate NATO, to resist U.S.-led war. 미군 나가라, 코리아는 하나다.